Hello, this video is for Professor Smalley's Math 2413 course that is starting in December of 2024. So let's get in D2L and get things started. And you can go to my Lone Star, and there's also a D2L Lone Star site. If you want to go into my Lone Star, you can, but you can skip that by choosing this alternate login that takes you straight to D2L, and you don't have to go into my Lone Star if you didn't need to conduct any business there. All right, so I guess I gotta check this out. All right, so let's see. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at our course. Now, the main things up here are the content. Well, the grades are important, obviously, but as far as, looking at your grades, but as far as going through the material on the course, content and course activities are the two main things. So let's come over to content. And actually, well, let me go to course activities. I want to make an announcement about this, and I'm going to probably repeat it the first 2 or 3 days. I'll talk about it even when we get to the syllabus. But the first thing I'm going to do is come over here, and then I'm going to go to the syllabus. I'm going to mention this because it's so important. This ODR verification assignment. Now, this assignment takes about 10 seconds to do, but you need to do it, and you should do it the first thing. You should do it even right now. If you're looking at this video, pause, do it, you're done. And it's something that we are required to do now to show a student participating in the course. Because if not, you will be dropped on the end of the 18th after that deadline if you have not completed that assignment, and they will not put you back in the course. They used to allow us to do it where if we could just see that someone had logged into D2L, that was sufficient enough. But they said, no, you have to have some sort of assignment. It doesn't have to be graded or anything. So I wouldn't want to put pressure on you to have the homework assignment 1, which is due the 19th, because everything moves fast in a 4-week course. But I wouldn't want you to have to be responsible to get that done, which actually would satisfy the requirement. It's so much easier to do this in about 5 seconds. It has 2 questions, and the answers are already there. It doesn't really matter if it's right anyway, but the answers basically, its questions are you taking a math course? And the default answer is already yes. Is it Professor Smalley? Yes, yes, boom, you are done. It'll show published over here. We'll know you do it, but you've got to do that or you will be dropped and you cannot get back in the course. So that's very, very important. So I'm going to probably be annoying you with this, announcing it and reminding you until I go through and I see, actually, I'll check it after the first day, and if everybody's done, then you won't hear from me again regarding that. So back over to content, we will go ahead and just start with the syllabus. This course intro video, that's what this is I'm doing right now. And it's under this start here, your beginning place. That's the 2 main things to start with. Now, there aren't any announcements yet as I'm making this video, but you will see announcements. Maybe I'll show you that real quick. Because something I do want to mention about announcements is, so as announcements come up, like when I'll put the information about the passwords to the exams and all that, I don't know how many it displays to you at a time. It doesn't show all mine, and so people will ask me, well, what's the password to the whatever exam 1? Or I think once I tell them where it is, and they usually don't ask me again. But you can always come down here, and I believe there's probably there's only, it should have something where it says view all announcements or whatever. I'm not sure. Well, I'll tell you what, I do have the ability to change to student view where I can see what you see. But there are no announcements. But I guess go to announcements tool or whatever where it just shows all the announcements. So always, go back and look at the announcements. Anyway, let me get back out of that. I guess I could stay in this, couldn't I? A student view. But yeah, there will be announcements about the time the course starts. Let's see. All right, so syllabus. I'll go through this real quick. You can always ask me questions, of course, about it, and I'll just kind of go through it and download. In fact, you can download all the files that are in this course, and you want to keep them for yourself. Somebody in a course that just finished, hey, can I keep your notes? I'm sure. You just got to download them yourself, before you lose access to D2L. Well, I can't imagine you want to save the syllabus, but I'm talking about class notes and things like that. So I'll make it sort of easier to view here. There we go. Sometimes that little D2L window, it's harder to view. All right, let's just look through here online. I got that right. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see, one or many. Sometimes I'll have a little typo there, but nothing important. Okay, I won't worry about reading that. I won't read that. Textbook's not required. I will talk about what you can use for a textbook. You can use anything you want, but I'm going to show you a PDF file that has an old book that you can use, because it's kind of difficult with being campus almost being shut down and things like that. So, and trying to get a book in super quick is not good either. But I'm just showing you because this is the official textbook. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Okay, a lot of this doesn't mean anything. A lot of it's for in-class stuff. But, yeah, this is this official day of record. That's what ODR stands for. And it comes up quick. It'll be Wednesday. So, but like I said, just do that ODR the second you watch that ODR assignment. Just do that immediately. Just get it out of the way. Just do it quickly. And then, so after ODR, I don't do anything. So it's up to you. If I don't do anything after that, he'll automatically drop me. I will not. The only dropping I do is because I have to, is this official day of record. After that, it would be up to you to drop, and there's the official drop date. It's January 7th, 2025. So I just want to keep that in mind. I will not drop anyone after that official day of record. Okay. Here's a little thing about academic dishonesty, cheating. Okay. These are the contact people. And they're mentioning right here. That's what I just said a minute ago. Yeah, this is not a face-to-face class. I can verify participating by showing up if it's an in-person class, but that doesn't work here. So you have to do that assignment. I have mentioned the Respondus Lockdown browser here. I have that officially in the syllabus, but most likely won't be using it. But I have the right to use it if I want to, since I've listed it here. Probably won't be, but I can. Okay, so let's see how we get a grade in this class. That's the main thing here, I think. 4-week course. You've got 10 graded homework assignments, which I'm going to show you. Everything in this class is multiple choice. The lowest of those 3 will be dropped, and the highest 7 will count to form what's called the homework average, which is 23 1/3% of the grade. It's actually the same weight as the regular exams. We have 3 equally weighted exams at 23 1/3%, because they make 70%. Now you look at the 3. You have 3 exams on the homework average. The homework average basically is the 4th exam, if you want to look at it that way. It's the 4th exam, and the lowest of those 4 will be dropped. So I have to be careful anytime ask me, oh, that means you're automatically dropping the lowest exam. I got to make sure you understand that's only if your homework average counts. You can't avoid doing the homework and then get an exam dropped. It doesn't work that way. If you didn't do the homework, which would be silly not to do it, because most people definitely use it as one of their grades. But theoretically, if it's lower than your 3 exams, it won't count. But just keep that in mind. So are you dropping the exam? I don't like to phrase it that way. I want to make sure it's clear that we got 3 exams, and basically the 4th exam here is the homework average. One of those 4 will be dropped. Okay, so if you have any questions, just email me. The final is just straight up 30%. All right, letter grade, academic integrity. This is just, they want us to sort of put a, I mean, you can pace yourself however you want. It's tough, in a short class, but people usually do pretty well, I guess, if they stay focused on this, and maybe because they're not taking other classes at the same time. Anyway, this is, you'll see, I'll show you due dates for stuff when we get back into the D2L thing here. But this is just kind of, they want us to do this, and I kind of like doing that. It just sort of gives you kind of a flow to follow, but don't worry about that. Just kind of, you can look at it, but it doesn't matter if you're exactly at this pace, but obviously, by the end, you need to be caught up for sure. So there's no dates or anything on that. It's just showing you what we're doing. I think assignment exam due dates, you see that in the gray there, are shown in the D2L calendar. So that's where everything's going to be happening, which I'll show you. Okay, rest of this, just administrative stuff. All right, don't worry about that. That's it. So obviously, shoot me an email if you have any questions on that. So there's the syllabus. And let me go back over to content and show you in here these course resources. You always look through there and see what kind of, I guess some of you don't need testing centers and stuff. This will be important at the end of the course. List of the problems for the final exam. Now don't get too excited. Yeah, this is good. It's very helpful. But it's telling you the question that's going to be asked without giving any further information involving equations and numbers or anything like that. But it does guide you on what's going to be asked, so you know what kind of problems to study for. All right, so that's good. I do have reviews for each of my exams also, but for the other exams, I don't have it pinpointed, the exact question titles or whatever. So let's see what else is in here, and I'll show you how to do this review and quiz and exam thing here in a minute. Homework practice, obviously this class is moving fast. If you have time, and I'll talk about this Larson 9th, that's going to be the PDF book I'm about to show you, and that's how my notes and everything are laid out based on that book I'm about to show you. This is not the homework assignments, by the way. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is just suggested practice. If you can do some of that, that's great, especially if you find areas that you're struggling with. That might be where you want to just jump in there and try some of those. But that is strictly optional. But I'm happy to help you with any of those if you need them. And if you do some of those, this Calc Chat Solutions, and it's going to be this I'm using that old book here. And you go to the book, and you can pick a chapter 3, section 3, exercise. I don't know if this is one even on my list or not. I'm just making one up as an example. And instead of just the answer in the back of the book, and of course, it may not give every step here. So obviously, if you looked at this and said, hey, what happened from here? And I've noticed, what here to here, I'll be happy to help clarify it for you. So you see there, it's just kind of showing you something instead of just telling you the answer. So that's if you're doing those practice problems. So that's a good resource. And let's see, that's just a trig sheet from the book. You can print that out if you want to and use it during the, you can use whatever you want basically, but it'd be kind of nice to keep that handy. So I have a link to Khan Academy. I have my own videos, but certainly you can, if you want to use Khan Academy, they're great. So use that if you like. But here, this thing called Other Resources, that's the textbook that my notes and everything follow. Well, like I said, I don't care if you study out of a different book. If you have it, that's fine. I don't care. But, because you can probably match up section titles from one book to another. There it is, one big giant PDF file. So there's a book you can use. And let's go back to, that pretty much takes care of the course resources, other than that, yeah. So there's where that book is hiding. Let me come over here. I got lecture notes. I got a bunch of other pre-cal notes. I don't know if you need those. I wouldn't worry about that. But everything's organized by exam. So there's no like, hey, I wonder what's going to be on the first test. There's no mystery. Everything's lined up perfectly here. Oh, what's going to be on exam 1? Well, hey, let's look at the exam 1 notes folder, and everything that's in that folder is what's on exam 1. So there's no ambiguity. There's no like, I don't like that for either myself or for students. That's because there's nothing worse than taking some kind of class and you're not sure what the instructor is going to put on the test, especially in an online 4-week class. That information needs to be laid out clearly. It's bad enough in a long semester, but this would be even worse. There's your exam 2. Here's your exam 3. And everything's contained within the 3 exams. There's no extra sections. I know in my Cal 2 class, there's like 2 or 3 extra sections beyond exam 3 that's on the final. But anyway, I got lecture videos lined up by exam. There we go. Hopefully you can find those helpful. But that's what I was saying. It's not going to hurt my feelings if you want to look at other sources. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for you learning whatever's best. But here are my videos. Here are my exam reviews. They're kind of broken down. Some of them are broken down into smaller subsections of videos. So you can see they're labeled by what problems. I think the video's kind of processed a little bit better by not being so large. So let's see. Exam 1, they're all in there like that. You see by exam 2, it has them by problem. So they're videos, exam review videos. But also here are actually, I guess maybe I should have put the PDF ahead of the videos. But here are the actual files. So there they are. They'll see what these are. Basically, so these are the sample problems, and I'll show you one of the posting. And there's, I don't know, there's probably about 50 or 60 problems on here, but the tests only have 20 for each of the 3 exams and 30 for the final. And you'll see that in something I'm going to post. It's going to tell you exam 1, how many questions, what's the passwords. So as I keep track of those passwords, but you can go back to the announcements like I was showing you earlier. We didn't have anything there to show you, but when I mentioned you click the drop-down arrow to see old announcements, or just write them down on a piece of paper and put them somewhere in front of you so you don't have to think about it. But they're pretty simple passwords. Exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, final exam with no spaces in there. So here are the actual problems. So it's good to go in there and try to do as many of those as you can. This file, I'll just open this one. This is okay, that was just a graphing problem. It doesn't require much work, but it's kind of, so I got the work here. There we go. And so there's all those for everything. Now you see I have one for the final, but keep in mind, because sometimes I might change problems out in my final. But it's you only want to do the ones that are on that list I showed you under the other resources. List of problems for the final exam. So anything that's on the sample problems for the final that's not on that list of 30, you don't have to really worry about. So you only have to focus on those 30. But anyway, so here's all these. So I have the actual questions and then my worked out thing. And what the video actually is, the videos, it's just me verbally explaining the solutions. So like if you look at if you do one you're stuck on and you look at my solution, you see it written out and you're good with that, then that's fine. But if you're not sure, the video, you hear me say it. So that's why I don't think, this isn't like a lecture video. The lecture videos, you want to click them on, you want to watch them, you want to watch the whole thing. It's important. But this, you just click on any area of the video for these solutions and just watch one problem if you want to, or whatever. That's not something you necessarily need to click on and watch the whole show. You definitely don't need to. You only need to watch where you would like the verbal explanation. That's it. Okay, I think it takes care of all that. So other notes in there too for other courses. People would ask about, so I think I just put them in there. Once again, like I explained earlier, you can go in there and you can download every one of those and keep them for yourself. Now the homework assignments. Like I said, everything's multiple choice in this class. So you see there they are. They're PDF files. I think they all have 10 questions. And what you do is, this is not like a Pearson product or like a MyMathLab. This is not where you can kind of go in and out and work some and then go back and work them all. No, you need to do all these, and then you don't open up the assignment, which I'm going to show you the assignment here in a minute. But you don't go in, you don't submit any paperwork. In other words, you don't. This is just for you to have to work the questions, and then you just enter your multiple choice answers in D2L. But you have to enter the whole thing at once. It's not like where you can go do a few. You can work on them on paper a few at a time. It's just when you submit them electronically, they must all be submitted in one sitting. That's all. So you can work them a little at a time, that sort of thing. But when you submit them all at once. So that's how that works. No papers are submitted, nothing like that. So I'll go over here and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forget I just did that. There's no assignments. Everything's under quizzes here. Let's forget I did that. It's quizzes, not assignments. There they are. So there's that ODR verification assignment. I'm gonna see if it'll let me do it. Even I'm in student mode, will it let me do it? Watch this. No. Why won't it let me do it? Oh, because it doesn't open until 11 o'clock. Okay, that's why. Never mind. Sorry about that. But so it'll be open 11 p.m. Let's go back. So that's, but please get that done quickly. I don't want to have to drop anybody. I mean, unless you choose to drop yourself, that's different. But so there they are. They're all right here. Nothing's available yet. Let's like to go in there and change. But like I said, you open it up. And then you enter your answers. Now, one thing you need to watch for, and I don't know what causes this. I hadn't figured out how to fix it yet. Sometimes it may reorder the answer choices that are on the PDF file. It's not an algorithm-based thing. It cannot change the numerical values. It's going to be the question that's exactly on the PDF file, but it may rearrange the order of the answer. So if you just be super careful. I mean, I think I set like an hour to do this, but you only need about 5 minutes because you're just going through and bubbling 10 answers. That's all you're doing. Just be careful though. So let's say you work a problem and you know the answer's 2. And on the PDF file, it was answer choice A. But when you go to this assignment and it's the same problem and you see 2 as answer choice D. If you know 2 is the answer, then you will pick 2, which is answer choice D. So you just don't look at the letters of your answers and then just try to be cool and go, well, I'll do this assignment in 15 seconds. I'll go A, B, C, D, A, B. No. Look at each question, see the answer, find the correct answer. And it won't take long. It's only 4 answer choices per problem. So just be real careful not to mismark any answers. Now the exams, or you take them like you would an exam. I said this little key means there's a password. So you actually, whenever you're ready to take it, you open it up, you enter the password. You don't have the questions available. The time limits are pretty good. I think they're like 3 or 3.5 hours. You'll see that come out in an announcement. So you got a lot of time. That won't be an issue. So everything's in here all the way through to the final. All right, so course activities, quizzes, the only thing you need here. And the grades you can look at your grades. Everything's going to be sort of automatically inputted into your grades, so there shouldn't be, not going to be like if I was entering numbers, and I could have made a mistake or something. It's just going to take your score and enter it right in there. Obviously, if something's wrong, let me know, because I've had situations where I didn't have a setting right on a particular assignment, and it didn't show the grade, and somebody let me know, and I go back and fix it, and then it puts it in there. But other than that, so that's what you just want to look at the grades to make sure it's showing them more than anything else. But I can easily fix that if I messed up anything or whatever. So, one more thing I'll mention about the assignments here real quick is to view it's going to show you your score, but to view your results, they're not available until 1 a.m. the day after. So if it's due at midnight, you submit them, and then an hour later it's available. And so, if you make a 90, you got to wait till it's the due date, not 1 hour after you submit it. So let's see. Let me go back to assignments and show you what I mean. Quizzes. I keep saying assignments, quizzes. So you see this due date for assignment 1, that means December 20th at 1 a.m. you can view it. Now here's what it confuses people at first, and that's one of the files I have in the other resources. It says reviewing quiz and so whatever exam, reviewing or how to review them. It shows you how to do it. It's in there too to refer to. You always look in that folder and never know what you might find in there. But see, the way to submit it is you click on the blue thing here and then it pops up. But it's not going to pop up right now because it's not available yet. But that's not how you view the results. Like I said, you can't review those results until the 20th at 1 a.m. But to review the results, though, you click on this drop-down arrow, because you click back on this, it's not going to do anything if you've already used it to submit your assignment. So you click the drop-down, then you click on submissions, and that's how you view your attempt. Then you can go back and look at your answers, and if you have anything wrong, you can see which one you missed. So you won't see it when you first submit it. It'll show you the grade, but then that's how that works. The exam, sometimes I wait a day on those or whatever in case there's any technical issues or whatever. I have to go back and manually put those in there. But if it's been like a day or so and I haven't made it viewable, then I don't do it for the final, but for the 3 exams. Just let me know, hey, can we see the exam 1 now or see the exam 2 or whatever it is? Let me know and I'll do it. But the assignments here are automatically programmed to be 1 hour after they're due. All right, so with that being said, I think that was the last main thing I wanted to say. I think I got everything else covered, so I think that will conclude this video, and let me know if you have any questions, and I hope we have a fun 4 weeks here in Math 2413.